It was a cool March evening at Larrabee State Park, and three friends were looking for a spot to enjoy the sunset.
We're walking up the trail a little ways and we kind of hear a crash. And my roommate was like, "What was that?" And Risa said, "I think that was a person." And sure enough, I looked down and there was somebody floating in the water, like face down.
A young man had fallen off of a cliff, bounced off the rocks, and was unconscious in the water far below.
It was like everyone was just like in a kind of crazy, like, what just happened?
While Marisa Fernandez called for help, Preston Hoffman slid down an adjacent cliff and clambered to the injured man in the water.
I was a lifeguard for a while, so because I was treating him like a spinal injury.
Preston's roommate, Jake Skipper, found a path down to help.
We carefully rolled him to his side, and I had Jake brace his back with his body. So while I held him stable, Jake kind of was against him, so he wasn't rolling or moving around, keeping his pelvis and everything aligned.
Preston and Jake carefully held the bleeding, unconscious man in cold, waist-deep water for nearly 2 hours, while rescuers made their way to them.
I was checking his pulse, checked his breathing, just made sure everything was okay.
And then we took off our jackets and put them on dry clothes onto him. So we all kind of put in what we had that would help with that, so to keep him warm. And then they just held him in a position that would let him get air if needed.
The cliff was too steep for medics to get the man out, so the Coast Guard came in by water to help transport Walker Johnson to the hospital.
For them to sit in that cold water for 2 hours, while I'm bleeding out of my head and everything, and they're with a complete stranger holding me for 2 hours.
Walker's still recovering from head injuries from that fall, but is sure he would have drowned if not for those who risked so much to rush to his rescue.
I get to live and look forward to continuing my life the way that I wanted to. And Preston having the experience that he had, I'm very fortunate.
Preston credits the Red Cross training he got as a lifeguard years ago with preparing him to react quickly in an emergency.
Yeah, I think the training is just, it prepares you well, and it gives you the confidence to mentally zone into the situation and be able to handle it without things getting too chaotic.
I'm just thankful that they were there that day. They saved my life.